The MedFacts podcast is your monthly prescription of medicine with your host, Miskwa, the Mad Clown Prophet. Tansi, Anin Bojo. Welcome, listeners, to the very first episode of the MedFacts. I am so glad you are here. So please, get yourself a glass of water, light up a culturally appropriate smudge, and lay back while I give you a dose of the MedFacts. I am your host, Miskwa, the Mad Clown Prophet. The MedFacts is a podcast full of medicine, faxed by the algorithmic spirits. Each month, we will spend time with a new artist to discuss their art practice, their passions, and prophecy for the future. In our first episode, let's get to know each other a little better. So, I was born in a sea of blood, wearing a gold set of armor, which is to say, negligent hospital practices and the strategic myth that has always protected me. This reference in my bio is to Pallas Athene and the books that brought me to the Acropolis as a child. I always wanted to be an artist, spending time with my grandmother, always making interesting things, and told stories that were really good. Inspired my love of woodland art when she talked about the indigenous owned and operated Triple K Cooperative and her collection of silkscreen prints. I spent a lot of time at her house on the darkest corners of the internet, or watching Ralph Bakshi's Wizards, way younger than I should have. As an artist, I'm inspired by people like Rebecca Belmore and Alejandro Jodorowsky, and those whose art has a powerful undercurrent of magic and transformation. The work I make often starts from family stories and investigating those stories, consulting with the aunties, and giving the thoughts the space to interact with the non-human and the unseen. A handful of years ago, I investigated this family rumor that the image of one of our ancestors from way back when was used as a set dressing in the 2006 film Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito. The way this Hollywood film deitized this ancestor within my own family's storytelling was interesting to me. And in the process of creating this new media installation featuring him, the missteps and the coincidences just continued. Like certain friends confusing references to ceremony as dabbing, while publicized court verdicts sent ripples of pain and hopelessness felt by so many across so many nations. These instances showing the confusing space between disenfranchisement and colonization were highlighted in the installation performance piece I made, Poatmik, Michif word for dream. I asked the incredibly talented Taylor Leadbeater to perform live on Instagram in this space that I made. They, who are tasked with being the reconciliation hero, Ute, while doing kickflips on their skateboard, taking it upon themselves to challenge settlers and reconnect the scattered pieces of their colonized worldview while sipping on a LaCroix. Time has passed. After observing the goings-on 2020 pandemic, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor protests, I wanted to create a fake prophecy about the end of the world. I reappropriated Hawk from Twin Peaks, like in Powatomic, to play the role of me, and Log Lady to play my grandma, who was suffering of cancer at the time. She asked me what I learned from the dream. And the video collage of Twin Peaks footage is to follow. It intentionally incorporates codified teachings from where I'm from, but to my own surprise, while editing footage during a scene where Donald Sinclair Davis becomes possessed, the character references the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction taking place that month, December 2020. After discovering this video collage's supernatural power, it was necessary I unmake the apocalyptic prophecy using the power of sissy hypnosis. I urge the audience to dismantle our internalized white supremacy. But I have never been one for artist statements. Let's let the work speak for itself. Here is the prophecy of the White Lodge.
Hawk, can you hear me? Hawk, can you hear me? You found something, didn't you? What did you find, Hawk? Hawk.
She's my cousin.
I have a message for you. I may reveal this much. We routinely receive various communications, galaxies beyond our own. They look something like this.
Jupiter and Saturn meet. They will receive you.
Contrast. A shooting star normally exists at a point in time over a continuum of space. But taken from the star's point of view, it's a completely different experience.
The information always current. It's old, but it is always current. It's a living thing. I think that the information that's going to take us here, day after tomorrow, if you read the stars,
a place of almost unimaginable power, chock full of dark forces and vicious secrets. The White Lodge.
It's a type of fire, more like modern day electricity, diseased or unnatural. Death behind the fire.
Every spirit must pass the White Lodge. Legend says it will utterly annihilate your soul. Annihilate the White Lodge. Annihilate the White Lodge.
Hey, Cap. Hey, Cap.
There, you will meet your own shadow self.
And fools, young and old, compelled to do good without reason.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Did you see the fragile ego of the star? Oh, wait. Shh, 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 shh. The sissy hypnosis part is coming up.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. See, I don't know where the boy. Oh, nice roof.
Slash English evil. Alright.
Find it.
Snag out with you, Leon. Snag out with you, Leon. Horses, you, Leon, Nealer, says, and snag out with that, some earths, you read. Ralph, now, that. Horsener is easy. It is a spelling in Ram. Gallo, Ralph, yeah. Snag out with. This shit is so proud. Oh, gosh. Standing up so long, the silver. Srods, we're almost tired. Race, I guess, up in the shame of Nathan. Yes, get in listening. Still rocks you up. Sit it up, oh, still rocks you up. The shame of me.
Ja, het is heel leuk. Hoe je dan praat, dan gaat op. Het is gewoon niet meer wat mij aan het maar het is heel lang. Maar het is nieuwsje. Zeg nou.
Vis, Ruben. Imnertas, is geweest.
Sit down, get my look at. All right, now, if she's like shit, and would say you're please, you need to be absolutely be real out. Yo, Sam, yeah.
Mizek, jam sich.
Hawk, can you hear me?
Well, what did you think of that? I hope you enjoyed the Prophecy of the White Lodge. I so enjoyed it sharing with you. Part of why I became a clown was to spread this message to my community. And I am so excited to continue to interview other artists and astrologers and just kind of weird queer people in the episodes to come of the Medfax. Some people that we have to look forward to will be Asha Sutcliffe, an AI digital artist who is also the person who got me into astrology. And we are going to have such an exciting conversation about how the planet Pluto corresponds with different generations and impacts us at a generational level. So how, Pluto in Sagittarius is also around the same time as Gen Z, or how Pluto in Scorpio represents the era of millennials. So we'll get into that, and that is going to be a very exciting conversation. We're going to interview my previous collaborator, Taylor Leadbeater. They are Ojibwe and Icelandic descent, from, the same area that I grew up in-ish. And they are a multidisciplinary artist, performer, and they love to do astrology for fun about celebrities. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kanye. So look out for that episode. Lucille Lucan is a force of nature in Thunder Bay, originally from Fort Hope. I'm like, how many collectives is she a part of? We have Nietzsche Studios, which they are a founder of, as well as the Nijayak Alliance, which they support as well. Ajwa and Nungkwe will talk to us about how they recently became a painter and the motivation behind their inspired art practice. What are those circles all about anyway? So I hope you continue to come back and keep the sissy hypnosis of the White Lodge in your heart. As I, Miskwa the Mad Clown Prophet, brings you your monthly dose of medicine through the internet. Take care and enjoy. The MedFacts would like to acknowledge the support of the Ontario Arts Council and listeners like you. Please like, follow, and subscribe on our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, and where all podcasts are found.